Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Arm Wrestling tonight. This is Hollywood Matt Connelly with the double biceps. It is in the contract a legal requirement every single time we appear on camera. We are appearing on camera right now. All right, we're going to see who's going to get the first comment. It is a new player on the scene. It's Richard Jennings. His first time he has won the game, and he got lucky. Lucky you got pipped at the post. Unfortunately, Richard Jennings has jumped in. He has won the game, and he was half a second before you. And Siren, French McGee jumped in as well. He is third on the list, as well. And Spermy's Ass is Creamy. No, you weren't second. Actually, you were fourth. You were fourth out of everybody that has jumped in. Thank you for playing the game, ladies and gentlemen. But the Drew, unfortunately, way out of the game. I don't even know if he's watching. He did win the game earlier today. I did a podcast earlier today, but Richard Jennings is the winner for the episode 56 of the Arm Wrestling Tonight show. And yeah, what a great little thing that has popped up there that everyone gets to play. You get that notification, and you got to hit that button quick because everyone is now starting to jump in and start to win these games. Richard Jennings here says, first time in weeks I made it to a live chat, and not only that, but you have won the game, my friend. You are the very first person to write a comment, and good job there. Well done to you. Oh, so good. How is everybody today? We had a big week in the arm wrestling world. We had some amazing times, and great to see that the AWE events are getting lots of views on the YouTube channel. If you haven't seen the events that we put together just recently, we had the left-handed championship match between Brett Coots and Rickard Bornman, and that took place here in Adelaide. We also had the AWE 3 Grand Prix, which was an 85 kilo and below tournament featuring some of the top talent in this region of the world, and it was a fantastic event, double elimination, invitation only tournament. And if you haven't seen that, I don't want to spoil the results here, but it is at the AWE Underground YouTube channel. So there we go. You can go and check that out. Spermy's Ass Stream, he says, anyway, greetings, you hilarious ripped stud. Well, thank you very much, Spermy's. Always good to see you, my friend. Hope things are going well for you. And I was talking about you earlier today, actually, on one of the other on the Hollywood Matt Connelly live podcast. I had Israel Chavez on. We were talking about the funny nicknames that popped up in that era. It was probably like maybe a 6 month to a year window where everyone was coming up with these really good troll nicknames, and some of those have kind of stuck because I think people created their nickname with their account, and now they're sort of locked into that. And they've got to stick with it now. And so Brian Parliament from Canada is Neil's Index Finger is his nickname. And we've got obviously yourself, Spermy's Ass is Creamy, which is a play on Hermes Gasparini. Devon's Forearm is out there as well. I saw Levan Saganashvili's liver, or was it Dennis Suplenko's liver? I don't know, but there's a lot of very funny ones out there. And yes, Spermy's Ass is Creamy, obviously from that era. I'm comfortable enough in my manhood to compliment you like that. Well, I appreciate it, Spermy's. It is very... I don't know what your real name is. I forgot. I know I've met you, and I only know you as Spermy's. I prefer it, actually. I don't want to know what your real name is, because if it's something simple like Paul or John or Frank or something like that, it's like... It's not as fun. It's not as fun as Spermy's Ass is Creamy. Richard Jennings says, hey, Matt, 2 weeks ago, I got ranked second on my right arm in Atlantic Canada Championships and third on my left arm in the 154-pound class. And it was a very big tournament this year. Wow, that is incredible. Well done to you. I'd love to see some of the footage if you've got it on your channel, or if there is a channel that has the footage from the tournament. I'd love to check it out. And yes, a second on the right arm, that is a fantastic effort. And third on the left, just like Jake Ward, you get a third. Hopefully you got a trophy. He's Jake Ward's the Aussie arm wrestler, has a very coveted third place left arm trophy, which he adores, and you can challenge him for that trophy if you want to step up and put your money on the table. It is only $100,000 that you need to lay on the table to challenge Jake Ward for that trophy. The trophy that now has the arm section, like the bit that you hold, has been snapped off, which happened during, I think he was flying to Ireland or something, and they had his luggage. He had the trophy in his luggage. Somehow or another, it got broken, but it is still worth $100,000 to Jake, and why not? Yes, Sperm's ass is creamy. Something happened to your. Yeah, I'm stuck with this name. What was? What? Tell us the story, Spermies, that you had, because your original account was Spermy's ass is creamy, and it got banned or something happened to it, where you had to change your name, and then you've come back as just S.A, because maybe it was a one of those, you can't have this certain nickname. One of the guys at the club, Big Ben Ettrich, who does the refereeing for us, the down ref, you would see him at our events there. Very funny guy, and he likes to play chess. His nickname on chess was the rapist, but it comes up as therapist, but he's got a dot in it. But he lasted for a while before it got picked up by the censors, and and now it just comes up as inappropriate nickname or inappropriate username or something like that. But it is an interesting play on words there, because you've got Psycho the rapist, which is psychotherapist, and Physio the rapist, which is physiotherapist. But it just depends on how you want to read it. Adam Hasty is here. Hello to you, Adam. Hey there, Matt. Hope you're good, buddy. Good to see you, Adam, as always. Thank you for jumping in and saying hello. I'm going to lose my order of where my comments are. Oh, there we go. G'day, chat. He also says hello to everyone in the chat. How polite. And people saying hello to each other. Siren French McGee from the SA Titans Arm Wrestling Club, it says, hey, Adam, to Adam. Richard is awesome. He is awesome. He won the game today, the first comment game, Richard Jennings. Even though Lucky was primed and had former knowledge as to when I was starting the show, I said, I'm going to be starting the show in a minute, and she still got beaten. That's so good. Oh, what we got here? Richard says, and I had 2 fractured bones in my hands. My God, there's pictures on my Facebook. I was taking my hand and sticking it in a bucket of ice between matches, and my wife. That is not a good way to write that sentence, Richard. My wife. That's Let me just skip past that little bit there, because the way it reads is not the way you want it to read. My wife, the minute they would call my name, would thing of chalk over my hand to make sure it was dry going up to the table. Yes, it ended well for you there, Richard, because that could have gone the wrong way. If you're not yet subscribed, if you can subscribe, that would be tremendous. We would very much appreciate it. It does help us enormously with being able to spread the word about wrestling and the sport that all of us love here. So it's great to see you guys in here. And Adam Jasty, it's a different person. It's not Adam Hasty. It's a different man, and completely none of us know who Adam Jasty is. But hello and thank you to Adam Jasty, who's similar to Adam Hasty, but it's not the same guy. Spermy's ass is creamy says, most lives have been on YouTube. Shadow banned me, so I was on the podcast, but no one could see me. Okay, so you couldn't interact. There you go. And effing autocorrect. Well, but Jasty isn't a word either. Hasty and Jasty. It's like, no, Hasty, no. You're obviously trying to say Jasty. Everyone says that. That's what the word is, and I will fix that for you. I do find it very frustrating when you get an auto correction. You don't realize that it's happened. You send the message, and then you read it, and you're like, oh, damn it! I didn't mean to say that. Some applications have the ability to edit, and then others don't, and you've got to put an asterisk and write the real word. And sometimes you can't be bothered, and then they go, "What do you mean, Jasty? What are you talking about?" But it just depends on how bad the mistake was. And yes, we had a very interesting way of reading this message here. I want to read it again because I thought it was kind of funny. I was taking my hand and sticking it in a bucket of ice between matches and my wife. That's fantastic. All right, where are we here? I want to make my thing a little bit bigger. That's what she said. Spurs Ice Cream. He says, don't mind my fat fingers trying to type on this tiny phone. I screw up all the time. I have the exact same problem with these hands here. These hands that I brought along to the show. That one looked way smaller there. That's how you get an out angle right there. If you're ever in a photo, stand closer to the camera and make you look a lot bigger. Josh Barker did do that to me once as well. And Phil Baroni actually did that, an MMA fighter. Stood on his tiptoes and then stood closer to the camera. He's an MMA fighter, a champion. He's got nothing to prove. But yeah, he also out-angled me in a photo once. But yeah, I get the same problems. I use an app called SwiftKey. Because of that reason, I go to press the letter A and it hits 5 keys at once. And at least it guesses at what I'm trying to say. It's like, I'm pretty sure you're trying to. This combination of presses must mean the word apple. Yeah. So it does help. But I feel your pain right there. Yes. Yes, Richard. Loved that. That was fantastic. Tremendous. I think I picked up that tremendous word from watching Joe Rogan, and Joey Diaz was the guest, and he loves to say tremendous. And I don't know, now I say it and I don't think about it. I also did realize yesterday that when I sit down in a chair, I make an Arnold Schwarzenegger noise, and I will sit and I will go, Gah! And I didn't realize that I was doing it until yesterday. I sat down and I went, Gah! And I went, oh, did I just do a Schwarzenegger noise? And then I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. And then 5 minutes later, because I'd forgotten about it, I sat down again and went, Gah! And I went, oh, this is the thing that I do. All right, that's cool. I'm happy with that. There we go. Adam Hasty says, my eyes are so bad. I just see Hasty anyway. So there we go. It wasn't for you, Adam. It was for Adam Jasty. Oh, that's right. We forgot about this. I didn't even talk about it. I was too interested in talking about the putting your hand in your wife. You can't correct it now. It was funny before. You're making it not funny. I too broke my hand in between matches. I would put in a bucket of ice, and when my name, you have corrected it. I would take my hand out, and my wife would put chalk on it. Okay, all right, yeah. Don't ruin my joke. Oh, the Drew has made it in. He's made it. He's here. He's well behind. Drew, there's about 50 people that have posted before you. Drew, of all the people that are in that you would have seen in the comments, who is your pick that you would have thought has won? Oh no, you can probably just see it, can't you? You can probably just look back and see. Well, hopefully you haven't. Don't look back if you haven't looked back, and have a guess at who won the first comment of the night. I forgot you can actually see that, but if you haven't, don't scroll up. Just have a guess. Siren French McGee says hello to the Drew. Richard says it was dry. My hand was 4 or 5 times the size of my left hand, but I had to win a plastic trophy for my 5-year-old son. 2 broken bones in your hand. That is insane. Was that caused from the event, or did you go into the event with that? You Arnold now. You part of Arnold. Yeah, it's slowly creeping in. I've done the impression for so many years now. The go Maria, where's my stogie? It's just natural now that I make that sound getting up and sitting down. John Tyrion versus Ryan Bowen sounds like it might be on. That would be great. That would be an amazing match. Both guys, very good pullers. John Tyrion, John the Savage. He's a savage, isn't he? The Search for the Savage guy, John Tyrion. Am I thinking correctly there? I'll try and do that with my other eyebrow, if I can do it. No, that's the same one. The same one again. That one. I got the middle. The one. Come on. Put that one down. No. All right. after practice. I can move my ears, but you can't see that. There we go. Here we go. All right. And the scalp, I can move the scalp too. Look. This is important. These are the important. These are what you tune in to see, ladies and gentlemen. These are party tricks. Drew, you are late. You are very late to the show, Drew. It is good to see you, though. Samwell has also jumped in. Hello to you, sir. Good to see you on the weekend as well. Sam, Kiwi Sam, as we like to call him, and as he likes to be called. Richard Jennings is having a good time. Siren James Lucky. It's like Purple Monkey Dishwasher. How's everyone doing today? We'd love the little back and forth chats here between everybody. Richard did, because I already did. Yes, you already did. You wanted to see who won. Okay, yeah. Well, it was a unique win. Richard Jennings getting the win. That's the first time he has. I should start a little tally. Maybe I'll do that, and I'll start from today, because I know that Drew, he would be at the top of the leaderboard, but let's start from today with Richard getting 1 point, and we'll see who gets there by the end of the month. Maybe we'll do like a prize thing at the end of each month or something. Sperm's Dust Creamy says, "Oh, I'm the Savage's biggest fan, so I'm definitely in his corner." Yes, John Tyrion and Ryan Bowen would be a great match. Yes, John Tyrion looking very, very strong lately. He's been doing incredible things on the up and up, and doing fantastically. Ryan has had some interesting matches, some good competitive matches recently. Adam Hasty says, John is awesome, Richard. It's going to be a great match if it happens. John has been very busy, very in form. Absolutely, John, he seems to be pulling every month at least. Would that be a knuckles up? Is that where this is looking to take place? I haven't really heard any news about this at this point. My right hand was sore before the tournament, but I didn't think it was that bad until my second match, when I had a 4 to 5 minute war. My God, that's when I think it really got effed up. But then I had 6 matches after that. Wow. Owen Wilson would be proud of that. Wow. A 4 to 5 minute war? That's got to be worth watching. Do you have a link to that? I'd love to see it. That's one of the longest matches I've heard of. That's absolutely insane. A 4 to 5 minute match. My God. So yeah, definitely. And that was early in the tournament. You had 6 matches after that. Wow. That's wow. Again, Owen Wilson, very proud of the wow that is coming out of the mouth here. Yeah. Sounded worse than it was. But if there's a link to that match, man, I'd love to see that. Was it the Atlanta, Canada matches or something? Would be incredible. One thing we've been doing recently, when we haven't been able to get Dave Stockbridge on the show, he is a very busy man. We have been lucky for the last month or two that he has been able to find time to jump on with us. But yeah, recently he's flat out running his own company, and wasn't able to jump on this evening. But we've been sort of looking back through the tournament, the AWE Grand Prix 3 event, and sort of talking about some of the matches and how they were set up and how they were won, and continue that trend. I'll see if I can find an interesting. I mean, all of the matches were good, but I just want to see if we can find something that is. Actually, we might go with this one here. I will bring that up. All right, Owen Wilson, absolutely. I just want to see this comment here. It was the Atlantic Canada Championship. Is that anywhere online? If it is, I mean, the Drew is probably already searching it. One of his clones is probably out there ready to go with that. If you could let me know if it's on there, I'll see if I can watch that 4 or 5 minute match. That's absolutely insane. That's Owen Wilson. Yeah, absolutely. Loved him in the Meet the Parents movies. Was he in that? It was Ben Stiller, wasn't it? Was Owen in there? Oh no. Was he? I can't remember. I haven't seen it for a very long time. Was he like the perfect boyfriend before? Anyway, doesn't matter. Owen Wilson was a beast. What a beast on the arm wrestling table as well. The kind of thing that you'd watch and you'd go, wow. All right. That's enough of that. Let's go have a look at this. This is Zhu Jiju on the right of screen, and he is taking on Josh Barker. Josh Barker, known for his lightning fast press, and Zhu, at this point, this is from the B-side bracket, so both guys are on one loss. So this is a very critical match. Whoever loses here is not going to be continuing on in the tournament. Let's have a look here. What Richard says, I'm not sure if they started the videos yet for the senior classes, but the junior classes got put out on Tuesday and Wednesday. Okay. Let me know when they do come out, or if you have a look, and I would definitely love to see that, because that sounds absolutely amazing. Let's have a look at this match here. So he was in one of those. Yeah, that's what I thought. He was like the perfect boyfriend or something. All right. Anyway. So Josh Barker on the left of screen, known for his lightning fast press. He did bust out the top roll on a couple of occasions throughout the tournament, which was very surprising to see. And Zhu looks like he is, he looks like he's solid everywhere, but I think from what I could see, that his inside game is his main weapon. But let's have a look at this match here. So getting the setup.
Go, boys. Josh, yep. Just keep that. And Josh, just a little bit here off this knuckle here. Yep.
This will be an interesting match against Josh Barker.
We need to go Josh's way just a little bit.
Or will he go? So right here, you can see with Josh's positioning of his body, he's sort of halfway between a top roll and a press, which is making it very difficult from my aspect as to which way is he going. Like, is he? I'm leaning towards that he's going to press here, but outside of straps, he might top roll just to get the slip. It's a little tricky. Usually he would have his shoulder a little bit closer to press and a little further away if he's going to top roll. But right here, he's sort of exactly in the middle of both techniques. Go inside and use his
this way a little bit.
Press.
How's the wrist there, Ben?
Looks like he's going outside again. Shoulders coming forwards. Looks like there it is. He's going for that top roll again. I'm really surprised. Maybe he's got a read on somebody with it, but it doesn't seem to be as strong as I think he was just looking for the slip there. Maybe he felt something in the setup where he was like, Zhu's going to be able to get out of this position if I try to press. So let's just get out of it. We'll get the strap and we'll jump into that position. So let's find the strap portion of the match here. So looks like they're about to get started straight away. The strap, maybe he feels he needs the strap to have better purchase on the opponent's wrist. It's funny when I hear the commentary of myself saying exactly what I just said. Okay. I'll start there for Josh Barker. He's going to get a warning from the referee there. Warning. But you can see he's diving in for that press. He is definitely going to be pressing.
Did he show all of his cards?
A little bit, Josh, yep.
Is he going to stick with it?
Or is it? Now he's setting up for a top roll.
So this is the interesting part of the game, the psychological aspect, because Josh has false started with the press. And now Zhu may be thinking, okay, he's definitely going to be pressing. Josh may be thinking, well, Zhu now knows that I'm going to be pressing, so I'm going to change to a top roll. So it is it's that little psychological aspect to the game, and especially when you're going against somebody that is as fast as what Josh Barker is. So I think he went to go inside for the press. He false started, so now he's probably thinking, I'm not going to repeat that because Zhu's going to be aware that I'm going to try to press. So let's change it up.
Maybe this is all part of the strategy.
This way a little bit.
Loading with back pressure now.
Don't move.
You see how high his hand is there? Like he's the vertical part of his forearm. He's really straight. Whereas when he presses, he normally has it a little bit more at an angle. Now he's like this. So that's telling me that I think he's going. I could be completely wrong. This is what's funny because I can't remember. I'm just telling you what I'm thinking he's going to do, and I'm thinking he's going to top roll now. And it'd be funny if he presses and completely just makes everything that I just said a complete lie. But we shall see. We got the starting. It was a top roll. Okay, I feel vindicated. But he used Well, right there, you see Ju trying to get through. He hit hard with his trying to get his inside game, but Josh kept his hand high. You see remember how he had his arm up very, very straight? And so when Ju has hit, Josh's arm is extended a little bit, but his riser is what kept him engaged there and kept Ju from being able to get through. So his riser, Josh has used that to contain Ju, and he hasn't got a cup at this point, but he's pulling up back towards his own face, which is preventing Ju from being able to cup his wrist. But Josh has also not got a cup at this point. He'd go for it. He's got. Oh, there it was. So you see Ju actually coming forwards to get a cup for himself, but by doing so, he went underneath Josh's hand. Josh able to roll straight through that. Let's have a look at that. Purchase, and there it is. He gets it with the top roll. Josh Barker top roll.
Showing how versatile an athlete he has truly become over recent times. He really did have everybody convinced that he was coming in just a flash pin with that.
This move here, Ju coming forwards, trying to get his wrist to flex. But unfortunately, as he does that, he turns himself palm up. You see how his fingers there are pointing. He's probably 3/4 of the way towards being palm up. That was enough to turn Josh into a cup position. That's all he needed to be able to roll through that.
Lightning fast press of his.
See right there. So let's have a look one more time, just in that same
become position. Over recent times, he really did have everybody convinced that he was.
Right here, you see Ju going for it's almost like a backwards. He's using a lot of back pressure. Neither guy able to get a cup in this position. Ju hitting hard, but not being able to sort of get a cup or getting a secure position. Josh using his riser to be able to contain what Ju is doing there. Ju, unfortunately, making that mistake of when he comes forwards to try to get the game inside, instead of being able to push forwards and keep this position, he's pushed forwards and turned like that. So he wants to do this. He did this. So that's
coming in
Josh
just
Barker
a flash
needs.
pin with
that right there. Do you see that right there? So he has made the game inside. He's pushed Josh Barker's wrist into a deep cup, which is exactly what Josh wanted right there in that position. Josh now has everything he needs to pronate through the weakest part of Ju's hand, which is right here, the little finger and the ring finger. And you see how easy that rolls through once it goes through there.
We've seen him be a lot more versatile, pulling outside a lot more than anybody would have expected. Josh Barker is really proving himself to be a very well-rounded arm wrestler.
Goes underneath. Fella! So let's have a look at what people are saying here, because I know I'm going to be behind on the comments. Where are we? That, and we'll come back here. We saw that one. Richard Janik says, I love the way you guys start these matches. Well, yes, Tim Graham, the referee there, very good referee. And that is one of the things with AEWE. I mean, it's arm wrestling entertainment. You can see it on the shirt there. It's entertainment for a reason. We don't want to have these incredibly long setups only to get a slip and then an incredibly long setup to have a match where it starts and then a guy just lifts his elbow because he's losing, and then they have to start again and then again and again. And it's like, my God, like that is even as a fan of arm wrestling, it's one of those things where you just get frustrated watching. So we've looked at all the aspects of the sport, and it's like, well, what parts of it do we really like and what parts do we not like? The long setups and the restarts, continuous restarts, we don't like that at all. We also don't like the tiny micro fouls. So if that's your pad there and your elbow pops up like that, and that gets called, it's like we don't call that a foul in AWE either. It's only if you get an advantage from your elbow foul. If you've got it just floating, yeah, sure, you might get a warning like put your elbow down, but if you're just up and down like a tiny little, it's like don't stop the match for that. Let it keep going. And plus, we run the running foul system as well. So you get a start to the match, you get a finish to the match, and you'll see that all the way through the event. I don't think there was any match that restarted. Adam Hasty says, what weight is Josh competing at here? He normally competes in the under 70 kilo division, which is, let me just do my calculator here quickly, the 154-pound weight class. He's normally in that weight class. He actually put on weight. This was the under 85 kilo weight class. So he came up in weight. So under 85 kilos is 187 pounds. Josh, the night before the event, weighed in at 78 kilos. So the event was 85 kilo maximum. Josh weighed in at 78. So he put on 8 kilos leading up to the event. So 78 kilos is, what is that? 2.2. So 171 is what he weighed. Well, he weighed that the night before. I'm not sure exactly what he weighed on the day, but he was loading to get to 78. So I don't think he would have put on much more or lost much more on the actual day there. So still 7 kilos below the limit, but what an incredible effort from Josh Barker. Mattception. There we go. Richard Jennings says, I like to set up the same way as Josh, where you don't know if I'm going to press or top roll because I set up the same way. Yeah, usually with Josh's setup, it's a little bit more obvious that you can see, and I'm talking about from the commentator's position, not from a competitor's position. It must be a lot different when you're on the table with him, because from a side view, I can see where his shoulder is. Obviously, if you're gripped up against him, you can sort of see where his shoulder is, but not to the extent that I can see it from the side. But yeah, usually it's a little bit more obvious that, if his shoulders are really tight, that he's going to be pressing, or if it's more further back and he has that angle here, that he is going to be top rolling. But yeah, in that video that we just saw there, he was sort of in between both, which made it a little confusing for me. Too funny. Was the elbow off the back for who? For you? I didn't actually see. Let's have a look. Let's review it very quickly. Off the back says the Drew. Looks fine there. Was the slight still on there for Josh? I think it was okay there, Drew. I think the elbows stayed on. I don't know. I didn't see it. Where are you guys seeing the elbow off the back? Maybe it's from the other angle that you're talking about. Let's see if we get another angle on the replay here. Can't really see it there. Oh, you're talking about Josh's on the pin, maybe? Oh, he's on there. You can see. Pretty good angle, that one right there. You can see there his elbow is still on the pad. So I don't know. Maybe the different angles is what helps us out there. But regardless, it was pretty damn close. Looks that way. Morning, gents. This is David Jansen. Great to see you in here, David. Hope everything is going well for you up in Canada. It does look close. If it ain't off, it's very close. It was close, but it was. I can't see where it really. It's not a very obvious elbow foul. That's for damn sure. Hey, Drew says, lucky Mr. Jansen. There she is. Just trying to catch up on the comments here. That last angle was the best one to see the timing of his elbow off the back. It looks okay to me. Where are we? That last one? This one? So probably talking about the next angle coming up. If you're talking about Josh's elbow. Right there? Is that what you're talking about? Because that is an elbow. I mean, some of it is off, but the bone part is still in contact with the pad there. And you can see the referee, Tim Graham, looking straight at it. So he didn't call it, and I wouldn't have called that either. Oh, man, I haven't got it on the screen for you guys. Sorry. Let me bring that up for you guys, because I just realized that you can't see it. Let me bring it up here for you. All right, so right there, that is Josh's elbow still on the pad, right at the pin. You see Tim Graham looking at that. I didn't realize you couldn't see it. I'm still way behind on the comments, so you're probably like, Matt, we can't see it. I know we'll get to that, and I will acknowledge that I'm talking about something you couldn't see, but now you can see it right there. Yes, pretty good angle to see that Josh's elbow, to me, is still on the pad there. at the pin pad, and throughout the rest of the match, I didn't see anything. Drew didn't look like he got anywhere near the back of the pad. Josh's elbow at the start of the round didn't really look like it came off the front, so I'd be very happy to say that there wasn't any major issues with that. Can't believe I was doing that. You guys couldn't see what I was looking at. So good. Adam, don't be so hasty. The tournaments I go to around Canada, there's two guys that use the elbow lifting foul to get out of every match. They're in their bad position. It pisses me off. I absolutely hate it. I think it's so annoying. It's very frustrating. So what Richard is talking about there, which I despise as well. So somebody is losing, they're about to get pinned, and then they just lift their elbow and they get a restart. They get a free restart. So instead of getting beaten, they get another go at the match completely. Very frustrating. And probably one of the biggest examples of that was Levan Saganashvili and Hermes Gasparini, where Hermes had worked so hard to get a stop on Levan. His wrist was completely flopped, and he managed to get his shoulder behind. He would bring the match back to the middle, and he was just about to drive forwards to try to press for a win, and you'd see Levan just go, yeah, I'm just going to take my elbow off. We'll get a free restart. And Hermes had put everything he had into catching that hit. I just think it should. Neither guy was cheating, but they're playing by the rules. I just don't agree with that rule set at all. The last Simo replay. Yeah, there we go. You're not showing us. Thank you. So I did realize that. Yes, I'd love to see him at the USA. Absolutely. Where is Dave at? Yes, he is a very busy man, David. Dave Stockbridge. Yes, absolutely. He would love to be on the show, of course, but he does run his own real estate company, the Real Estate Agents Group, which you can see there on the sleeve. And they do a tremendous job, have sold 2 of my properties, and fantastic job Dave Stockbridge does. But obviously that does take a lot of time. Not that angle. Dead on from the side is the best angle. Yeah, it's just after. It's not off. No, off. Not off. Yeah, I don't think you would convincingly say that there was definitely an elbow foul in that. I think that for me, and I have the actual authority as the third umpire or as the official replay reviewer at the event, I would not have called that an elbow foul. 24:45. Let's have a look. I'll bring it up this time so you guys can see. It's probably exactly where I'm looking. 24. What was it? 24:45. Okay, 45. Let's see if we can find that there. 45 is here. What are you looking at, Drew? I've got Josh's elbow in the middle of the pad, and I've got Drew's arm blocking his elbow there. So I'm not seeing a very obvious elbow foul. And if you are, I'd say you're being pretty damn picky if you're not happy with that. It looks like it's not getting any closer though. It looks like the exact same pin and elbow off. Yeah. Did you watch the bicep bash? I didn't. I don't know what that is. Is that an arm wrestling thing, or is that a bicep curl thingy? Not sure what that is. Lucky, you'll have to let me know. Hit play, says the Drew. Let's have a look.
Proving himself to
where are we
be
looking?
A very
here,
well.
Where are we looking? Yeah. If you want to say that, but I mean, the timing is pretty damn good. But yeah, man, I mean, if you're calling that an elbow foul and being annoyed about it or saying that it's a foul, that's where you want to be going east versus west, my friend, because that is not something that we're going to be too concerned about. Drew being Biggie, no way. Yeah, that's the sort of thing that, I mean, God, if you're going to restart a match because of that, it's like, yeah, I wouldn't be happy as a fan or as a competitor. And yeah, from the other angle, I mean, it looked like his elbow was on. The Drew says he's not being picky. I was just wondering. The first time I've noticed it, really. Well, appreciate the feedback, Drew. But yes, for me, that match was a clean match without any pins there. Sorry, pins. There was a pin, but without any elbow fouls. Let's see. What have we got here? I might do one more review of one more match. And I would say this might be a good one to do. All right, let's bring this one up for everybody. I'm just busting balls. How dare you? All right, let's have a look at one more and then we'll finish up for the stream for tonight. But we bring it up for everybody. So this is Jacob Tuxworth, who gets better every single time we see him on the arm wrestling table. He is taking on Taron Broad, and I believe this is in the A side still. Let me double check that. Yeah, so this was the first time they had a face-off. They're both in the A side, have both won all their matches up to this point. Taron had a wrist injury, which was from his previous match against Zhu. Right off the first hit, he tore something in his wrist, so he's going to be finding it very difficult to continue with his style, which is the inside game. He likes to hook. He's a very, very, very strong hooker, and he will be trying to get Jacob into the inside lane. Jacob is a master of the setup, though, and he has the ability to go in any direction, and he is very, very well versed across all three techniques.
So in all areas, he's one of these guys who's just getting better with every day that goes by.
See the angle that Taron is trying to create there, and it's what we call carving, where his shoulder and his arm are pushing in past the opponent. It gives you an advantage position. So the referee is going to make sure that Taron's shoulder comes back so that he is square to his opponent and not angled like that.
Making it very difficult for the others to judge exactly what his level is.
Taron, close your thumb. Don't go any higher than that, Jacob.
Wanting to be
Okay, so Jacob here almost looks like he's in a low hand top roll position. You can see the angle that he has there with his arm is almost like, if you're a high hand top roller, you'd be wanting to be almost as vertical as you can get. Jacob's a little bit more like this, which suggests he might be sort of angling his wrist like this on the go, which is a low hand position. What the advantage of the low hand top roll is, it prevents your opponent from being able to cup their wrist. It also prevents you from being able to cup your wrist. But what happens is once you lock that in, you are pulling down with your hand and you're pulling up with this part of your wrist. So you're pulling down with your fingers and you're pulling up with this. What that does is it locks both of you in that position like this. So neither of you can get a flex because you're squeezing their hand up and down at the same time, or you're squeezing them down like this, but you're also lifting them up like that. What that does when you're in that position, once you secure that, then it becomes about just going straight sideways with pronation. It prevents your opponent from getting a very strong cup, which is most likely what he is trying to do here. He doesn't want Taron to get a cup position. Taron, once he's in that cup position, is very, very, very strong. As close to his hand as possible.
Taron, you're carving across. This needs to come out. Yep.
This is Jacob is loaded. Referee Tim Graham talking about the carving there, so he has to make sure that the shoulders are square and fair.
Don't move.
About to get the start. There it is. He's got hand position. He's got to roll through. Taron's going to have to hold with his bicep. He's 1 inch away from being pinned here.
So close. There we go. There's the upset. Jacob Tuxworth walking away with the victory. And, well, not many people expected that to be happening. Jacob Tuxworth really proving how much he has improved just in recent months and walking away with that round victory. Of course, Taron Broad.
There you go. So you can see straight off the get-go, Jacob Tuxworth does employ the low hand top roll technique we're just talking about there. And he's in the strap as well, which really does help. He is preventing Taran from being able to cup his wrist. So he gets that position. He throws hard to the side, and he gets right down about an inch above the pin pad. And Taran has an incredibly strong bicep. That's how he was able to hold off in the
Having
match.
gone through that war, how much damage was...
Jacob really turns it over with pronation. And at this point, Taran's hand and wrist, I mean, he has got a wrist injury. So he's not being able to cup. He's in a very, very compromised position, and it's really only his bicep that's going to be holding him in the match here.
I guess we got some of the answer to that
there,
with Jacob Tuxworth.
See the power of Taran's bicep holding on, and he's able to prevent himself from being pinned for a little while. But all Jacob Tuxworth has to do is just sit in that position. This is one thing that I always teach new people. If you get an advantageous position and you are 1 inch away from pinning, just sit in that position, and it's up to your opponent to have to do something to get out of it, because they're going to get tired very quickly. What a lot of people tend to do is that they will get somebody very close to the pin pad, and then they're like, oh, I haven't pinned them. I need to come back all the way to the middle and go again. And it's like, no, you're this close to winning. Why have you then given up all that ground to come back to the middle? And so when people do that, when they're beginners, I will explain that to them, and I'll say, look, like, you've got me 1 inch away from the pad. Just keep me there. It's up to me now to get out of that. If you feel that I am starting to turn and get out of that, then you can do something. But if I'm just holding and I'm working at 100% trying to hold you there, which Taran Broad was in that position, if Jacob had come back up into the middle and given up all that space, that would have given Taran a chance to get back in the match. But Jacob, being very clever, a very intelligent arm wrestler, he just stayed down there. So when I'm training beginners and new people in the sport, I'll explain that concept to them. And if they do that, like if I've explained, look, you don't come back up to the middle if you don't need to. And then if they do that, if they come back up to the middle, I'll just pin them. I'd be like, you just gave me back all that space, so I'm just going to pin you. And it doesn't take many times before they realize to stop doing that. But there's a classic example here of Jacob Tuxworth sitting in a very advantageous position, allowing Taran to really, really burn his bicep out, trying to hold.
With a dominant display.
Taran really holding on.
What an
tightly,
incredible win for Jacob
nowhere
Tuxworth
to
there.
get out of it. He needed to have a cup in his wrist to be able to get out of it, and he wasn't going to be able to get that with a compromised wrist, especially having a flopped wrist back like this. He's in this position. He's holding with the bicep muscle. So he's holding with this, so you can see what I'm doing. So if he was like this, you can see that the forearm is engaged, especially if you get a cup. Now you've got the ability to rotate your wrist. When you're flat-wristed, everything is more difficult. Jacob Tuxworth employing a low-hand top roll, which prevents Taran from being able to cup his wrist. He hits hard into Taran. Taran's wrist goes back, and now Taran is sitting in this position like this with a compromised wrist. His bicep, you can see, even if I'm just sitting here with no resistance, the bicep is engaged here. The bicep is a muscle that gets tired very quickly versus having pronation in the wrist, where the pressure now goes to the bones in the forearm. Bones don't get tired. You can sit in that spot all day. Up like this, now your bicep is engaged. Your bicep's going to get tired very quickly, even if you've got an incredibly strong bicep like Taran Broad does. But Taran holding on 1 inch above the pad, unable to get anything back. I mean, the only really way to get out of that spot, there's one way out of it really, and that is if you can get your shoulder close enough to your hand to try to side pressure yourself back into the middle, but not able to do that. He was too far away from his hand in that match. But great match for Jacob Tuxworth, and you can see the knowledge and the setups and the tactics. He wasn't just a one technique specialist. He has the ability to know what his opponent is good at and know the tactic that he needs to employ to win each match. And that's why you see him employ that all the way throughout the tournament. The bicep bash. What is this that you're talking about? It's a short promo. All right, let's have a look at this. I'll see if I can... I don't know if I can get to it from Let me do a search for it. Bicep bash. Because I can't click that link without loading up my own stream. Let's see, shorts, and let's see, filters. Let's see, this week maybe. Bicep bash. I'm getting a lot of WWE wrestling stuff here. Let me just go to my own stream. I'll see if I can click the link that way. This is the fun part where you get to see me doing stuff in the background while I try to talk to you guys at the same time. Just talk amongst yourselves. You'll have a great time. All right, let me do here live. I'm going to bring up the screen so you can. At least that way you get to watch what I'm doing. All right, live is my own live. I can't see my own live. Or is that it? No, that's it there. Okay, great. Okay, yeah, we got the thing. Where's the link? There it is. Okay. Bicep Bash.
Will be in Vegas. It is the Bicep Bash arm wrestling event. It is hosted by you. A ton of special guests. So you got Leroy Rocker, Sire Brown, Brandon Allen, and you're going to announce some special guests that are going to be there with you today. And that's your brother Rick Steiner, and Ron Simmons will be there as well as former NXT Sarah Backman, who's now a big 8-time world champion in arm wrestling. It's a stacked roster of people being there.
Yeah, it's basically pro wrestling meets arm wrestling.
Yeah.
It's put on by Tim Talmadge, who owns, Arm Professional Wrestling Group. So it's a legit, it could be legit arm wrestling there.
Sorry, he owns Arm Wrestling Group.
I know Sarah Backman, like you said, is an 8-time world champion, so she's gonna pull there also. So it's good. I think it's gonna be an awesome show. So then we have a bunch of sponsors, and there's gonna be a lot of giveaways during the show. So, and I think probably one of the bigger ones is our Cardilla belts. They're making a belt with my name on it, and then of course my brother and I and Ron Simmons is gonna sign it, and that's gonna be one of the giveaways. So, yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool, man. I think the fans will enjoy it. Really like the giveaways also. So, and that's gonna also be shown on Triller TV.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so people can watch it. Let's talk about the big event, April 15th at the Space LV in Vegas. It is the Bicep Bash arm wrestling event. It is hosted by you. A ton of special.
Right. So it's a tournament. They didn't actually say that in that little video there. But I guess, we've got an event in Las Vegas that we're excited to see. So great to see the wrestlers, especially Scott Steiner, who is a legend of wrestling. Big Papa Pump, his name is known for his ridiculous bicep. The peak on his bicep is something to behold. We've got, what is this here? A Triller TV. Okay, it's a Q&A with Jake Ward on the stage. All right, great. That's fine. No, I think we've covered enough of that. It looks like it's a tournament, so it should be fun. Yeah, Sarah Blackman says Sperm is honestly agreement. I'm not sure if Scott Steiner said that, but Bachman is the correct pronunciation there. Taryn Broad is actually in the chat here. Hopefully you saw my review of your match with Jacob Tuxworth, and I'd love to get your opinion on what you thought about it. I know your wrist was compromised at that point, but it was from the A-side bracket. You still had a couple of matches after that, which you did very well in, and was able to win your way through to the grand final. And had a rematch with Jacob in the grand final there. Super matches is what the Drew says. And Uncle John versus Rick Steiner. Oh, that will be entertaining. Uncle John is always fun and a showman. And it was for Super. Oh, it's happened, hasn't it? It's already happened. All right. Oh, it's happened a couple of days ago. Okay, awesome. It was on April 15th. Awesome. Okay, well, hopefully they'll put the footage up from that soon. The non-arm wrestling woman on stage with Jake Ward. She said Blackman. Yeah, it's Bachman, but that's okay. All right, guys. Well, we might look at wrapping things up here. We'll get some final comments. We'll probably Maybe another 2 minutes we'll keep running for, but it is great to see everyone in the chat having a lot of fun. I really do enjoy sort of going through these matches and having the opportunity to break them down for you and sort of explain the techniques. I really do enjoy that. I love the fact that you guys can see that as well. I think it does help with people who are interested in the sport to understand why somebody was able to win a match and what technique they were using and what that technique does and why they would be using it. Plus all the psychology and the gamesmanship that happens going into an event just when you're about to start the round, and all of that fun stuff. There's so much to it. And yeah, sometimes you can watch a match and be like, oh, okay, well, I don't really know what happened there. But when you get the opportunity to sort of understand every little bit, or for me, it's just fun sort of breaking down, well, why did he win that match and how did he do it and what technique was he employing? Because it does help with the understanding of what you're watching. Drew, the outro is too loud. Well, you're just going to have to put up with it, Drew. I'm not recutting that entire video. I missed it, but nothing much to say. Not much hope of winning at that stage. I was happy enough to make it to the grand final. Did you review my match with Josh? No, it was the A-side bracket of you and Jacob Tuxworth, but not the grand final, the first time you guys faced. Everyone turned down the volume. Jesus, Drew. What's your next event, Matt? We have a few things lined up for this year, and yes, we're looking forward to announcing those shortly. This is the thing, we don't like to announce things until they're absolutely locked in stone, because things can change last minute, and the last thing you want to do is say, yes, this is definitely happening and it's going to happen this date, and then people get excited and then you're like, oh, by the way, actually. So yeah. What have we got here? Richard Janik says, I love it when you break down the matches, so I can't wait for my matches to come out and get you to review them. I would be very happy to. I'm very excited about this 4 or 5 minute match that you've had there. It sounds 4 or 5 minutes. I mean, as you guys can see, I mean, most matches are a second or 2 seconds and that's it. So a 4 or 5 minute match, my God, what the hell were you guys doing? You must have been stuck in the middle for ages. Drew, you sound like an old man. You kids and your music. It's too loud. It's too loud for the Drew. His sensitive ears. He's the 24th clone. So maybe, you know how when you make a copy of a copy of a copy, maybe the hearing has gone a little bit for Drew's 24. Oh, that's all right. Okay, guys, we might finish up there. So good to have everyone in the chat. And get off my lawn, says the Drew. I'll give you fair warning as to when I'm going to hit the button, Drew, so you can turn your volume down. All right. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with one more double bicep. The sleeve is still pulled up from earlier. It's a freshly prepared sleeve. There we go. Oh, that actually does hurt my right arm a little bit from training on Sunday. Trying to hold, a lot of holding at training, so my bicep here gets kind of sore right in this spot. A lot of this at training with new people, allowing them to work, allowing them to get the technique. But it does help when you get into matches and you're so used to sitting in that spot. It was this one here. Give us a ball back, old man Drew. There we go. See you later. It says Adam Hasty. Thank you, guys. Never, says the Drew. Okay, Drew, it's coming up. I've just got to find it on my screen here. I should tell him that. I should just do it without telling. That's the wrong one. Which one is it? There it is. Okay. It's coming up, Drew. It's coming up. Turn your volume down. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for the outro. It's coming up.